and welcome to Barnsdall Junior Art Center's online piano series. My name is Vera Lugo and I'm the piano instructor at Barnsdall. This is the 7th lesson in our series, so if you haven't seen the first 6 videos, you might want to go back and check those out now before we get into today's lesson about harmony and chords. Today's lesson includes some more advanced composition theory, so if you just want to stick with composing rhythms and melodies like we've talked about in our last few videos, that's totally okay. I recommend watching this video anyway and coming back to it when you feel a little bit more comfortable with composing and music theory. Okay, so unlike melody, which can have one note at a time, harmony is defined by having 2 or more notes sounding at the same time. A chord is a group of notes, usually 3 or more, that are played or sung together at the same time to create that harmony. Let's go back to our C major scale for a minute. We have our notes, C, D, E, F, C. Now what if we give each of those notes a number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 again, or 8. Remember, 8 is our octave. And let's not confuse these with our finger numbers. Those are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C is number 1 because it's the root or the tonic of the scale. When we play the notes in a scale, we call that a key. Like in our last lesson, when we tried composing melodies that were all just the white keys on the piano, that's the key of C major, or its relative minor, A minor. So just like a musical scale has a key, it also has chords that go along with each of those notes in the scale, each of those scale degrees. If I play these 3 notes, C, E, G, 1, 3, 5, all together at the same time, I'm playing what's called a triad. A triad is a chord with 3 notes in it. Each note in the scale has a triad that goes along with it, and each note in each of those triads is in the key of C major. So we just stick with the scale as we go up. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now this can get kind of complicated, but from here on out I want you to remember that everything we're doing can be related back to the very simple key of C major. So that's just the white notes on the piano, and C is number 1. In any major key, and that's, remember, major and minor we talked about a few videos ago, every scale degree, every number, is going to have a specific chord quality. And that means that each triad is going to be major or minor. And no matter what key you're in, the scale degrees are always the same quality. So let's take C. If we start with 1 and move the triad up the scale, we get this. 1 is major, 2 is minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7 diminished, and 1 major. Okay, so I said before that each triad is major or minor, but that's not quite true. The triad for number 7, the 7th scale degree, is something called diminished. But we're not going to worry about diminished chords right now. We're only going to worry about 3 chords in the scale, and those are all major. So now that we know our chords for the major scale, we can make something called a chord progression. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a progression or a pattern of chords. We're going to use 1, 4, and 5. So those are the triads built on the 1st scale degree, which is C, the 4th scale degree, F, and the 5th scale degree, G. You can find those by going to C and going 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is 4? It's F. And remember, 4 is major. And then also 5, which is the next one up from F, G, and 5 is major. Here they are. C is number 1, it's major. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, F. F is 4, major. And 5 will be the one right after 4. And that's G, which is also major. So we have 1, 4, 5, and then we'll go back to 1. Let's add a rhythm to this chord progression. 1, 2, ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, G, 2, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I played my C chord, my 1 chord, for 4 beats, a whole note. And then we moved to F, which got a half note, 2 beats. F is our 4 chord, 2 beats. And then our 5 chord, G, for another half note, 2 beats. And then we went back to our 1 chord, C major, and we played that for 8 counts, which is 2 whole notes. So I played my C chord, my 1 chord, for 4 beats, a whole note. And then we moved to F, which got a half note, 2 beats. F is our 4 chord, 2 beats. And then our 5 chord, G, for another half note, 2 beats. And then we went back to our 1 chord, C major, and we played that for 8 counts, which is 2 whole notes. We can play the pattern over and over, like this. 2, ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, G, 2, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, G, 2, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, you're playing a chord progression. Did you know that so many songs are based on just 3 chords? That's really all a song is. It's a melody and chords, and you put them together and you have a song. Here's some songs you might know that use these 3 chords. See how easy that is? You just have to sing or play a melody over the chords and you have a song. So our next task then is to compose a song using these chords. That means finding a melody that works with our chord progression. Now, because we're in the key of C, you can kind of guess that if you play only notes that are in the C major scale, they're going to sound pretty good with our chord progression because they all come from the same scale and it's all based on the same thing, right? In theory, any melody that only uses the white keys is going to sound great with this chord progression that comes from the C major scale. But it's really up to your ears. Like if you don't like how something sounds, don't use it. So let's try improvising some melodies in our right hand, just using those white notes, C major, while we play our chord progression with our left hand. And it can get kind of difficult, so you're going to want to practice it for a little bit, but it's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, ready, go. So this has been a very hefty lesson. I'm going to leave you now to work with that and compose some new melodies. I recommend doing what we were doing with the chord progression and improvising some new melodies over it. Just stick with practicing and you're going to get it really quick. If you only remember one thing from all of this, I hope that it's your 1, 4, 5, 1 chord progression in C major, because that can take you so far already on your composition journey. In our next lesson, we're going to talk about practicing. We'll talk a little bit more about improvising and also making mistakes. See you next time.